What up, my people? This is your boy Leo. I'm here with Ray, and welcome to another episode of Roll Up and Wrestle. Enjoy the show. Man, today seems like forever.
It's nice and calm.
It is, but it just seems like today's taking forever. I don't know. It's just me, probably. Probably it's just me. All right. So you guys can tell by the thumbnail and the nice, lovely title of the video, well, really the audio show, we are here talking about the greatest wrestling match ever.
This one ain't a lie.
Yep.
This is not a lie.
This is definitely the greatest wrestling match I have ever seen. This is Kenny Omega versus Okada. Dominion 2018. Best 2 out of 3 falls.
With no time.
With no time limit. Oh boy, rewatching this is going to be fun. So much fun.
Well, it's everything you wanted in a wrestling match.
That doesn't have hardcore rules in it.
And they basically gave you 3 matches. 3 clean matches. Since each pinfall is a match. If you think about it.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. I mean, to me, this is the best rivalry I've ever seen. Just from the fact that this led up from the other 3 amazing matches they had.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically, this is just to see if Kenny can finally get over the hump, become the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. At this time, he was definitely the best bout machine, best wrestler in the world. At this time, you couldn't touch him.
We have our different opinions on who the best wrestler in the world was at this time.
On that night, he was the best wrestler in the world.
We definitely have different takings on that opinion. But we both can agree. This is definitely the best wrestling match I have ever seen. This is the greatest rivalry that I've ever lived through. You know, that doesn't involve tables or any type of gimmick weapons and stuff like that. Like just pure wrestling. This match is at its finest of matches.
Yeah, just from the first one the rivalry started in Wrestle Kingdom. They had their first of many legendary historic matches.
It started at Wrestle Kingdom 2017, right?
Yes. Then it led to Dominion when they had the 60-minute fall.
The 60-minute draw.
And then they went at it in the G1 climax in a stiff 28-minute fight. All matches 5 stars or better. Meltzer wasn't playing.
6 stars or better. All 4 of them. 6 stars and better. Meltzer was not joking around with these matches.
Yeah, he was in shock too. He was saying it from the Wrestle Kingdom one that was the greatest match he ever saw.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this rivalry alone, because we could have talked about this on a rivalry, but there's no point because nothing's gonna top this.
Yeah, this match was epic.
But the simple fact that every match they had, the next one was better than the other, than the last.
Yeah.
And it's insane because you rarely see that now in wrestling where 2 guys can give you 4 matches, and out of the 4 matches, not one of them are the same. It just leads you to maybe it's
is it 4 matches or is it 6 matches?
They've had 4 matches.
Well, they had a 2 out of 3 fall, so that went 3 matches. Then they had the G1, Dominion and Wrestle Kingdom. So is it really 4 matches or is it 6 matches?
Well, the 2 out of 3 falls match, so you have to get 2 pins anyway.
Okay.
We can count each pinfall as a match, but by the way they said it, a 2 out of 3 falls match. So it's you have to get 2 falls. So it really was 4 matches, but can you even decide which was the best one? I mean, this one tops it, but if you really think, like, like, which one would get close to touching this one?
This one?
I would think the Wrestle Kingdom.
I had my opinion on this, and I don't remember what it was. Because I didn't watch... I don't remember that long ago. Like I said, I have bad memory. So trying to think which one can top this, I totally forgot what I said, and I had a good valid point. Oh, I said, oh, shoot. The 60-minute draw.
Dominion last year.
The year before this, I think is the one closest to this match.
Ooh.
I think out of the 4 matches, the first one's the best one, though. I think the first one's the best one because that's what starts everything.
Well, in that match, nobody even expected Kenny and Okada to line it up like that. Because at that time, Kenny was not really known as a legit star. He won the G1, got the match, and then went and showed everybody him and Okada are the 2 best wrestlers in the world.
Yep.
Oh, this was great too. That Ibushi was there instead of the Young Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they added everything in this. The storylines to the... You can just tell by their faces. They already knew. They already
knew they were about to get busy. Kushka Okada versus Kenny Omega. I love when they introduce Kenny.
See, this is the Kenny AEW fans are trying to see.
We gotta wait. We gotta wait. It's gonna come, but we gotta wait. We just gotta wait. That's it. We gotta be patient.
That's the problem too when AEW fans that really don't watch New Japan hear about the rivalry itself, and they see the matches, and then they see AEW Kenny, and they're like,
"Yeah,
what's going on? You know?
What's so special about this guy? He looks like every other guy." And then you're sitting there like, no, he's very much different. He's very much different. You just gotta wait. You just gotta wait.
Okada being the longest reigning champion too did help the importance of this match and the rivalry. Like, he's considered the greatest IWGP Heavyweight Champion of all time.
Yeah.
And for Kenny, this was the only thing left for him to do in New Japan.
Yeah. It seems like New Japan is always trying, like, the way they create stars is by them always trying to break some sort of record or create some type of history with its champions. Naito's the first ever double champion in New Japan history. Even though Naito's always been a star, he just elevates his status even more.
Well, they gave him that. They gave him that, like, basically the moment.
Yeah, they gave him the moment
because he finally beat Okada at Kingdom.
Yeah, but Okada has one of the longest reigning IWGP. He has the longest reigning IWGP title reigns of all times. That makes him a star. Tanahashi has so many big match wins. I think he holds the record for that in New Japan. That makes him a star.
Well, I've always liked the way that New Japan treats their champions, especially with the heavyweight title. How it doesn't get switched around like that.
Yeah, they don't play hot potato with it.
And they want you to have the fans believe like you're that good in the ring. Since in New Japan, it's all about your product in the ring, not your entertainment skills and promo-esque type stuff like WWE would.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I remember when I first saw the Wrestle Kingdom. When I first saw it, and I said, okay, so this is the main event. This is their little. So that's when I started getting everything with New Japan. That was the first G1 I saw. Kenny was in it. So I saw him. I'm like, okay, I got attached to Bullet Club because I was digging the vibe. Like, Tongolo was just effing everybody. Like, F you, da da da. And it was like, okay, I can get used to this. This is like their NWO of the company. And then I remember Kenny's very first feature I caught on with my eyes. And I said, oh my God, this is not WWE. This is not WWE. But what I caught. So back to the main point. I went to I saw Wrestle Kingdom. I saw Okada as well. First time watching Okada, and after that match, I realized the hype about him. But I felt like I witnessed a star in the making in Kenny Omega. For some reason, I felt like, okay, somebody in WWE saw him, or somebody in America just saw this and is gonna go for the kill, because he almost took down the greatest heavyweight champion of the company. And then from there, I bought into New Japan, and I kept on with this rivalry. I was just kind of glad because, we're from the Attitude Era days, so you don't see rivalries as much, like good ones, like Austin Rock or a Taker Kane, something that could last you a while. Like, I think WWE's last one that was good was, I guess, Punk and Cena. That had like a whole important story to it and build up to the big match.
Last one was Punk and Cena.
That was good.
That
with
was
storylines.
Storyline and stuff.
I'm not gonna count Daniel Bryan and the Authority. That was the fans in the end.
I wasn't gonna say Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's story rivalry is him versus the machine. That's if you want to talk about that. If you want to go about that route, then you talk about Daniel Bryan versus the machine in WWE. So it's a lot more than just overcoming just a wrestler in the ring. It's about overcoming the company in itself. I mean,
you don't have there hasn't been that many that involve the main title. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think. I'm just trying to think about a good main rivalry that we could say. That was after Cena and Punk, and I'm kind of drawing a blank. I got nobody.
Yeah,
I guess it was supposed to be Seth and Roman, but.
Well, when Seth got hurt?
No. I guess what could have been a really big rivalry was Seth and Roman.
Yeah, that was supposed to be the main.
That was supposed to be the next. Yeah, that was supposed to be the next big rivalry, but
then Seth went down.
Not only that, Seth went down. Just Brock just interjects himself from time to time.
Well, that too, but
and Vince always tends to put the title on Brock and then have him lose it at WrestleMania. So it kind of ruins rivalries, technically. So that's why you don't see a lot of good, long-time rivalries in WWE anymore, because you see all the big part-timers come WrestleMania, they end up with the belt. Vince puts
the BS. Yeah.
Vince puts the Golden Boy in front.
The propagandist, yeah.
And then the Golden Boy gets over.
The ones who truly deserve it don't get it.
Yep.
And the guys he knows that's going to make him some good money that night, they can tell him, like, I haven't wrestled in about 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't picked up a dumbbell on. It's all right. I'm going to put the belt on you. WrestleMania. And you're like, what?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden now, like he's taking up a spot that should have been someone else's, and so on and so on.
But then again, this is another reason I hate to compare the two companies, because they're two very different.
No. They are two very different companies, but rivalries is part of wrestling in general. Like, just in general, you're supposed to have, oh my God, he died going over that barricade. That was a bad spot. I never noticed that.
But I'm kind of glad that Kenny at least tried to throw a knee in there, so I don't look like Okada just threw himself and no one was gonna.
Okada was hurt. Look at this replay. Look, he clipped himself.
No, he did get him.
No, he lands on his elbow on the floor.
Oh no, but I'm saying that it's. We thought it was a botch.
No, it's a botch because he hits his leg on the barricade and he shortens himself. Kenny just timed everything right and caught him with the knee.
As long as he hit him with that, then that's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, and then talking about your part-time, Jericho went out there and made a rivalry good, and was barely out there.
Yeah, but that's New Japan does it differently. You see,
No,
Jericho as a part-time, they treat him as a special attraction, and then they had him and Naito go like 3 matches, I think it was, to wrestle 3 matches in New Japan. It wasn't just a one-off where he gets to bury their guy and that's it. It's the end of that. No. They had a sequel of matches and Jericho went over and Jericho moved on. So that's how they treated, Jericho. They treated Jericho as a special attraction, but they also elevated Naito and being the first one to, well, not being the first one, but being the next one in line after Kenny.
Just rewatching this now, the difference is now is that we're talking about it live. It's just amazing. Like, I was so glad I found it. We found the website and started. We signed up for it. Started watching all the events. I remember the reason I remember this in particular. No, I'm sorry. It was the first Dominion one. The first Dominion one. I remember calling. I remember texting you around like 7:45 in the morning. I was getting ready to play softball. Literally broke night because I watched that Iron Man match, and I was just texting you like, I don't care if you guys are sleeping. I just saw the greatest match of my life. Like, no joke. And then the very next year, if you told me they're going to run it back, this time around, 2 out of 3, no time limit, why we have a card? Let them be the card. Just let them be the card. Have like 2 little matches and then just set the whole thing up. Make it a big propaganda and everything, and then let the product do its work. That's the difference with WWE. Their rivalries, or whatever they like to call it, it will never ever be focused on the in-ring drama that goes on. Like, it's never going to be about the wrestling moves in the WWE. And that's something I feel like that takes away from rivalries over there. Like Drew and Brock. Was a good one. Drew got his moment with the fans, at least for the Rumble.
Yeah.
Sucks he didn't get Mania. But that was a decent little mini rivalry to boost somebody up, like McIntyre over Brock. And then meanwhile, in New Japan, they do it the Teddy Long way. We're gonna have a lot of tag team matches with the 2 guys who's gonna fight in the main event or so, and we'll mix it up. We'll have those stare downs, and then when the match is getting closer and closer, everyone's excited.
Yeah, because you also remember when you do tag matches, you're putting 2 rivalries in one. You're opening up another slot for people to have TV time.
Yeah,
and you can easily sell 12 minutes of a tag team match and put 2 rivalries in at the same time. You can sell that easily like that.
Right.
So it works out in the long run when you do that.
Right, but with New Japan, it's easier for them for the fact that they actually give a damn about factions. Like, they actually have groups. So if 2 main guys of the big time groups are going to fight, okay, let's have a whole 10-man tag or 6-man tag, or you fight a lower guy of this group, or you fight a lower guy. Build it up.
I like factions. I don't know about you, but I like factions.
I do too. I started getting accustomed to it by watching their events. Like, once I saw Wrestle Kingdom, and I remember telling you about it, like, yo, you can go 5 and 5. I started watching. It got to a point I was breaking night.
Just like watching the
video. Yeah, like, I'm over here like
live.
Yeah, like, I literally had no life. At that time, I had no, like, literally, you gonna tell, yo, Leo, what are you about to do? Not much, bro. I'm waiting for 4 o'clock in the morning. What in the God's name world is so important about 4 o'clock in the morning? There's an event going on in Japan, son, and I gotta watch this live. And they're like, you can't watch it like when you wake up. Nah, I wanna watch this live. And you tell me 4 a.m. Eastern is what we're gonna watch it. And that's how it was. And then for me, I seen Kenny in action. I just said, all right, I'm a fan. Like, it's been a while. I found somebody that has that in-ring ability to go with his mic skills and like perform at a level like you barely see now. Like he is legit a star anywhere he goes. He could be a star anywhere he goes, without a problem. even at Titan Tower if Vince was to try to mess it up.
Oh man,
But he'll still go over.
I don't know about that much.
He can go over. He can go over. He's legit.
That's pushing the needle. Right
He's
there.
legit.
That's threading the needle. You
He's
definitely threading
legit.
in that moment.
He's legit. Even if it's like how AJ had it now, like he got the title and all that. I'm cool with that because he got the title. They hooked you up. They gave you the title and all that. But I mean, the way Vince was pushing for him, no way. There was no way he wasn't going to be a star. No way. Now, on the other hand, because there is, it takes two to tango.
Mm-hmm.
Okada is a guy I would love to see
Outside of New Japan?
I would love to see him try it. I understand if he's comfortable, the money's good. I could imagine.
So the thing about Okada and the New Japan boys is that they're very loyal to the company.
Right.
They're extremely, extremely loyal to the company. The only reason why Shinsuke left New Japan was to be with his family. And he can surf. There's the only two reasons why he left New Japan. A, he's going to be with his family, with his kids. And B, he has to surf. And when he got to WWE, he realized, like, oh, I can do half the stuff I was doing in New Japan. I can put in half the effort, and I can still be good. And I don't have to get hit hard. It feels like I'm getting hit by pillows. It's like, I can do this. So that's why Shinsuke left, but Okada, no. I don't think they would never leave New Japan, even if you throw a crazy contract at them. Them leaving New Japan is like almost unbearable. And Okada, I would never want to see Okada in WWE. Never want to see that happen. He will never get the level that he's at in New Japan and WWE. And it's not because of his skill. It's not because of his English. Well, maybe it would be because he can't speak that good of English.
Well, remember,
and you know how Vince is.
Vince laid it out there. If you can speak it, he'll give you a push.
He'll give you a chance. But Okada's English, is, from what I've heard, is not all that great. But, it's doable. But Okada, no. He would never make it to the level in WWE that he is in New Japan.
You know what's funny? Like how he says he wants his international guys to learn English. Brock Lesnar doesn't even speak half the time he's out there.
He has Heyman.
But that's what I was gonna get into. Like he like, for example, how we talked about it. He told Andrade, "Hey, if you want to push, you're gonna have to learn some English." It's like, all right, but he has Zelina Vega. Why are you worried about his weakness where you could just go with his strengths? Have Zelina do the mic work, and have Andrade be what he's been doing since he's got there, become one of the best in-ring talent that they have. See, that's the part I don't get. Like, he wants all these guys to learn it, but yet his main moneymaker in Brock barely speaks like a sentence a month when he ever shows up. He'll give you 5 jumping shoulder shrugs and then the whole scream when Paul Heyman says his name. But he doesn't speak, so that's why I'm like, okay, if you have a problem with these people talking English, bring managers back. That's how rivalries get into it too. You get little manager rivalries, You get, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I just don't get when he tells them, like, don't get me wrong, it'll be cool if you can learn it for me. Like, if I'm Vince, like, can you learn it? Like, I don't need you to go crazy with it, like, Break Night, Rosetta Stone, the living F out of the books and stuff. Like, I don't need that, but if you could, but if you could somehow try to, like, start speaking more in English outside of the ring, like, have like people just speak to you in English, and if you have a problem, then you go to with Zelina, since Zelina, can say it back in Spanish to him, like, this is how you say it, stuff like that. I mean, I just don't get it, but I feel like a guy like Okada, AEW star, WWE, if he gets a manager, can be a star. But then after what you see with Nakamura, it's like don't do it unless you just want the money, unless like you're trying to like live an American dream.
But that go to AEW though. If you're trying to live the American dream, all you gotta do is wrestle once a week. You wrestle how you want, whenever however you want to wrestle, you can wrestle that way. You have control over your character. You have control of creative, and they're not just like if you can't speak that good of English. You want to learn, yeah, they'll find someone to help you teach you English. In the meanwhile, they'll put you with a manager, so that way you don't have to really talk too much. You don't embarrass yourself or feel embarrassed about it, and the manager would cut all your promos for you. Yeah, AEW would be way better fit for Okada than WWE in my book. Definitely, WWE and Okada, no way, no. Don't do it to your career. Don't do it. Don't do it to your career. To me, a lot of New Japan boys, when they go to WWE, I think it's just a death sentence. I honestly believe it's just a death sentence. I think Kushida went over there for a new challenge to face new people.
I honestly think he got tired of the brutality of that.
Yeah, and he's at his, I think when he's like in his mid-30s, mid-30s or something.
Kushida's different for the simple fact there was nothing else for him to do over there.
Yeah, that too. There's nothing else for him to do in New Japan. And they weren't bringing in, like, new cruiserweights or anything for him. And stuff like that. So he's just like, I'll do something different. Then.
Like, I respect him for that because it's like, okay,
I'll take the money.
How many times me and Takahashi can give you 5-star matches at a Wrestle Kingdom? Like, people are going to start getting bored of it. It's like, okay, we know who's fighting for the junior heavyweight title. Takahashi and Kushida. Most likely Takahashi's going to win because he's coming back from injury or something like that. But I don't know. I feel like, for Okada's legacy, I feel like he should make the move when his contract is up in New Japan. Because it's like, what else is there for him to do over there? How many times can you be a champion and all that? Like, we already know you're the greatest champion of all time over there.
Yeah.
So why not just take the chance? That's the only reason I say it. Just take the chance.
I don't know.
It's just like I say in soccer. It's just like in soccer. Like, Lionel Messi is considered one of the best in the world. I can't take him seriously. He's only played for one league. Like, how do you say you're the best if you only at one spot and you will not change for nothing? When there's guys out there that you have faced and all that.
No, I understand what you're saying. I completely get what you're saying. But I just think WWE is a death sentence for a lot of
well, it doesn't even. Oh yeah, I was about to say it's not even just. It's not
even just. Yeah, it's just a death sentence for a lot of wrestlers. A lot of them. If you do not fit the WWE mold, you will get lost in the shuffle. You'll completely get lost in the shuffle, and it's just. It's just this Vince mentality that he has. Like, can you ever think you would see a match like this on WWE TV?
No.
Can you? No, right? You would never see a 2 out of 3 falls match like this.
I mean,
on WWE.
we've seen an hour performance. The last one was Rollins on an episode of Raw when he did that gauntlet.
Yeah, he did over an hour. I think he went over an hour. I think he went 75 minutes or something.
That's the closest we got to like something like this.
And Seth got over because of that. Remember, he was dead in the water before that. And then all of a sudden, they threw him in that hour-long match, and everyone started to realize, like, oh my God, Seth was really good.
Yeah, they forgot.
Yeah. They forgot how good he was, and everyone started getting behind him to win. And he definitely got over that way. But
I just feel like with WWE, I don't know, the way they're scheduled with, like, their storylines, they're not into the long-term rivalries anymore.
They're not. They're all short-term.
I think their longest, maybe, like the way I see it, the farthest they could go, for me, well, even though it worked with Daniel Bryan, but it's like from SummerSlam to Mania is the longest I've seen them go. Don't get me wrong. They did Cena and Rock for a whole year. I don't count it.
You can't count that. That's
it was once every 4 months, or something like that.
Something like
And they had the regular tag team match just to hype it up, which is smart. I don't blame. I don't say no.
Rock and Cena 1 or Rock and Cena 2? You're talking about 1 because The Rock comes out the next night because The Rock screws Cena in the Miz match. That's how Miz
Yeah,
won.
that's the first
Everyone
one.
think Miz won clean, and little
Yeah,
did
it
you
was
know.
the first one because they did the tag team match in the
They-
Garden.
they did the
That's
tag-
Miz and Truth.
Mhm.
That's what I meant. I like that idea. Just for Garden, you got to sell some. All right, let's put Rock and Cena as a tag team.
One first and last time ever.
Yeah, that's how it went the whole time.
What went the whole time?
If you was
What went the whole
look
time?
at that fact.
Don't throw that fact out
Let me
there.
tell you, forget that part. Knowing WWE, they will tell you that Rock and Cena will basically be like a match, like a mixture of this. Look at how they do it Orton and Edge right now.
Oh,
All right? No, but you get what I'm saying? Like
I
a
know.
regular WWE fan, and you give them the whole info, like, hey, like, what rivalry you can give me that is gonna match Okada and Okada and Omega, big star wise, Rock Cena. The video montage is gonna lead you to think like that they're about to have the greatest match at WrestleMania, but it was a decent match. I wasn't expecting anything crazy. But there are some fans out there that will tell you that Rock and Cena.
There are wrestling fans that will tell you that Rock and
wait.
Oh my God, he's like so elegant in midair when he does that. When he does the Terminator dive, it's like a thing of beauty. I love it. Look at this. Replay. Whoosh. Just easy. Clears everything. No hesitation.
That's why I knew when he was burning. I was like, hold on.
Mm-hmm. I know when we get the real Kenny Omega is that when he does that in a match. When he does that in AEW, when he does that in a match,
doesn't do that in every match?
he doesn't do it in every match. He hasn't done it in quite some time. The last time he did it was against the Young Bucks in the tag team match.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's been a while since I've seen him do it.
Right.
So when I know he does it, I know it's like, oh, this is the best bout machine we're getting. Or like there, Kenny has that aura. Ever since this rivalry he had with Okada, he gained like this aura where you can tell where it's like, oh, he's gonna go ape shit today.
Yeah. I remember hearing this thing. I've always wanted to. I think I've asked you about this. There are people that think Kenny Omega is a rip-off version of Seth Rollins if he had that much freedom. Do you agree? I saw this on Twitter. The person wrote, if Seth Rollins had this, if
the chains were unhooked from Seth Rollins, he'll
they
be.
said that's what they're saying, that how Kenny Omega is basically a rip-off of Seth Rollins unchained.
Well, it's hard to say because Kenny's been unchained for forever, and Seth hasn't. So, how could Kenny take anything from Seth if we haven't seen anything? If we haven't seen anything that Seth does that Kenny does?
I don't know. I think
Seth took the knee strike from Kenny.
I think what the person was trying to say to me, I feel like he thinks like, remember there was a lot of people who were like, who in God's name is Kenny Omega getting all these 6-star matches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, obviously you have people who think like, there are people who's going to say Rollins is the best wrestler. There are some people out there that will give you a good, that Rollins is the best wrestler in the world. There are some people out there that will think that. I'm not mad at them. But he's not. But when I heard that with the whole, he's a ripoff to Seth, I'm like, there is no way. They're two different styles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do certain stuff like that are amazing. Like you go, oh, all right, I can see this. The other one stealing that one, or But to say like a ripoff, oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't think so neither. I don't think he's a ripoff at all. I think Kenny is who he is. He's his own wrestler.
I just know it bothers Seth when it was happening. Like people were saying how
Kenny's better.
Kenny was the best wrestler in the world, and I remember Seth and Roman were like, this guy's not even in WWE. How can you guys say that? And then of course Roman mentioned the WrestleMania main events and all that.
Yeah, but it's not always about that. It's not about which event you're main eventing. It's not about how many tickets are being sold out. Because I'm coming to the conclusion now that if you're in WWE and you main event of WrestleMania, you didn't sell out WrestleMania. You didn't. WWE sold out WrestleMania. They could put whoever they want in the main event, and it would sell out.
You really think that?
I know so. If someone says, "Hey, you want to go to WWE WrestleMania next year?" You gonna say yes or no?
So if I gave you Tamina and Bailey in the main event of WrestleMania.
No. See, but you don't know what the main event WrestleMania is until much later, close to the card.
Right, but you're saying.
But no, hold on, because tickets go on sale a lot earlier than you know anything, and it sells out.
Okay, I understand that, but you just said.
Yeah, because it sells out.
Anything as the main event.
Yeah, you can put anything because tickets will sell out before tickets sell out before you even know the card. That's what I'm trying to get at. WrestleMania sells out before anyone knows anything about the card.
Well,
WrestleMania sells out because of WrestleMania.
It hasn't sold out right away. People are not being smart and figuring out what.
Well, yeah, but you have a lot of people who just.
Well, yeah, obviously it's the ones from out of the States or whatever. They just grab it right away, which I don't blame them.
There we go. So therefore, you didn't sell out WrestleMania. WrestleMania sold out WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't just put any match in the main event, but they wanted to, and they wanted to be stupid. They could put any match at the main event and be like, "Here you go."
No, because
deal with it.
You're killing the. You're killing the aura of WrestleMania.
Okay.
The main event is an important part of the event. I understand what you're saying. Where you could throw anything you don't have not really anything, but it really doesn't matter what the main event. But in my eyes, yes.
Yes, to us it does. But in all reality of it, the financial part of it, WrestleMania sells out WrestleMania. So I don't care what the main event of WrestleMania is because WrestleMania is always going to sell out. To me, WrestleMania will always sell out. Obviously, you need to have a good main event, but after this whole Roman Reigns main eventing WrestleMania for 4 straight years, and it still sold out, I was just like, yeah, WrestleMania can sell out whatever they want at this point. Whatever they want. Because we all knew it was going to be Taker and Roman, and it still sold out. Triple H and Roman still sold out.
Well, that one is different. The Roman and Taker was different because the rumors were flying heavy. It was now that we found out from the man himself.
It was supposed to be
the final match of Taker. Yeah. So for that match, when you hear something like that, I'm gonna go to that Mania.
Okay, so now what's your reasoning for Triple H and Roman being the main event of WrestleMania? What's the excuse for that one?
That's the one Rollins got hurt. They had to throw a curveball out there. Rollins got hurt at the wrong time.
Everyone knew
they strapped Roman with the belt. He won that little tournament.
Well, no, Sheamus.
No, he won the tournament. Roman won the tournament,
and then Sheamus came in and cashed.
That's what I was going to.
Okay.
Roman won the tournament since that was it was a curveball to left field with Rollins getting hurt. Like obviously that was the game plan was to put Seth and Roman in front of 100,000 in Dallas. Sheamus wins, and then Roman gets the belt back. Royal Rumble happens. Triple H takes him, wins the title, and boom, there's your main event. Was it the right idea? Like I remember telling you, who else was going to take the spot? What other match was going to be the main event for Dallas? For 100,000 fans, who else were you going to get? They got The Rock, good enough, but he wasn't going to fight.
Yeah.
So he did the little quick match nonsense, but you had to put Triple H and Roman in that situation. You had to. There was nobody else. No one else for that. I think Dean fought Brock in that one. So, Brock wasn't in the picture. So Triple H and Roman was the right move. 100,000, were they excited about that main event? Probably not, because everyone knew the outcome. It was Triple H was not walking out with the title. But do they do things like this type of event, like how Kenny and Okada did? Absolutely not. I can't even give you like a WrestleMania main event that could even top this. Not even like any of their 4 matches. No WWE match tops them right now.
Yeah, but the whole point of this whole conversation for me is that oh my God, those poor fans, their legs, sweet baby Jesus. is that whole argument with Roman and Seth, and Roman saying, "Well, I main evented WrestleMania, I sold out, blah 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 blah." It's like,
But
dude,
that's not his fault.
dude.
That's just in the wrestling community. That's what everybody wants to do.
I get that. I get that. That is fine. That is a-okay with me. But just because you main event the rest of WrestleMania, just because you main evented for them, does not make you the best wrestler in the world. It does not.
Well,
It does.
with the way social media is and stuff now,
I don't care.
well, you don't care. They don't care about you either. But
Exactly.
That's how they see it.
I don't care. True wrestling fans who watch wrestling, like, I'm not saying watches
Were
everything.
you bored of any Roman Reigns main event that he was in? And be honest.
Was I bored?
Was you ever bored watching it? Like, damn, they effed this one up. This was boring.
The Triple H one.
All right, but that's the only one I can say.
And what's the last one he main evented? He did 4 in a row.
All right. He lost to Brock,
but Seth cashed in. That was a good one.
He then
the next one was Roman. I mean, it was Triple H. That one was boring.
That one, all right. That's the one I would say was whatever, because that wasn't his fault because of the Rollins injury. It wasn't his fault.
Okay,
but
I'm still letting you know.
No. Out of the 4, that is the worst one.
Yes.
I agree. That's the worst one, but of the fact that Rollins got hurt. So Vince just thought, like, okay, Triple H is a big name. I'm going to a big arena. I can't just have Roman and Sheamus or
I get that, but it still doesn't matter. The fact is that him and Triple H were boring. To me, it was boring. It was just like, whatever.
He retired, take off next.
That was okay. The match was sloppy. I was kind of like in and out of the match because I was just like,
Well, from the documentary, we learned the Undertaker wasn't happy. So
exactly. So
and he went up to Roman, which was much respect, to tell him, like, hey, I know you're not going to tell me this, but I'll tell you. I apologize for that nonsense I did. You know, Roman was like, nah, don't worry. Undertaker said, no, I'm going to worry because I saw it. I didn't provide what you was expecting. That was on me.
But
and the last one he did, he lost to Brock, the one that everyone got shot in New Orleans. When Roman was a massacre.
See, the thing is, I can never get bored of a Brock match.
The match was
always
fun
watch Brock.
when Roman started bleeding.
Yeah, but
then the fans were like, "Oh God, they're getting into this iconic moment now." Like they zoomed in and he's all bloodied up and he was ready to throw the spear, and Brock said, "No, F5." Because when they counted the 1, 2, 3, the fans were like, "Oh snap! They counted 3. Roman lost." And then obviously you know what happens. Brock said, "F this belt to Vince," and you know, even Brock knew, like, if you want Roman to win, go with it. Brock threw the belt because of that. Like, this is what you got us doing now. Like who cares what these? Like, this is why if Brock ever ran a company, it'd be beautiful.
What?
Brock ran a company like WWE. He could give a damn what these WWE fans would. He doesn't care. He wants that. You want to boo more now. You don't want him as champion? Put the belt on him. That's how Brock would be. With Vince should have just did it that night in New Orleans. Like, if you're really trying to make Roman the champion and have him beat Brock, then damn it, do it then. Just do it. If the fans are mad about it that he's champion, so what? That should have made you realize, turn the SOB heel. Have him fight the biggest babyface you got. Hear the pop, the night after Raw, obviously Roman's going to still be the biggest heel with a title in his hand.
Yeah.
Like, get the biggest babyface. Like, whoever the hell it is. Or even trying to push somebody. The fans will let you know, like, oh, this is our guy now. The hell Roman. And Vince is like, wait, what are you talking about? I just had him get jobbered a couple of days. It's our guy. He's beating Roman. The fans will let you, like, you say you listen to the fans? We want him to beat Roman. And then that's when he could have made that move. But I agree with you. When Roman told Kenny, you know, do you see yourself main eventing 4 WrestleManias? I'll answer that for Roman. Absolutely, Kenny Omega would main event 4 WrestleManias if he ever did WWE. Absolutely. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Because Vince himself was pushing to get Kenny Omega. Himself.
Mm-hmm. So if Kenny said I need 5 main events, I say if he wanted in his contract, I need 5 WrestleMania main events, I need to have one more main event than Roman Reigns, and that's what will get me to sign. And Vince said, okay, so be it. So I'm trying to say, but to call yourself the best in the world, you need to wrestle all around the world. You need to have different styles.
I agree.
WWE only has one style, and that's the WWE style.
That's the only reason I want to see him out of New Japan.
Well, even if he's out of New Japan.
No, I'm talking about Okada. Like, even if you tried for
Okada,
1 year,
yeah.
like even if you went to AEW for 1 year and you did it, I don't even care if you don't win the title or nothing. And you go, yo, I'm going back to New Japan, brother, I won't be mad at you.
Okada did Impact.
Yeah.
Well, TNA.
Yeah.
And then New Japan pulled him, and 3 weeks later he ended up winning his first IWGP
title. Yeah, because then New Japan was like, you know what? We might as well just give him the belt because Lord knows what they're about to do with him out there.
They were jobbering him.
I gave it 2 more weeks. They probably would have had Okada dressed as Master Splinter. the way TNA was going at that time, like they had Shinsuke looking like a dojo expert teacher with the whole with the black jacket over and stuff like that. That's why I was like, oh my god! Like I was shocked when I first heard about it. when I saw the list, I remember seeing it on the internet. And it was like Okada was in TNA. I'm like, excuse me, when? And then when they showed it, I'm like, oh my god, I would have never thought it because of the hair and stuff. And then when the guy said that 3 weeks later he's IW, I was like, TNA, you had something now. That didn't show you something? You just had him doing tag team matches with Shark Boy and Electric Man and whoever else was in this Jobber Man tag match. And now he just went back home and, let me knock Tanahashi down real quick. Let me get them upset. It's like, good lord. But then again, Kenny was in WWE before everything too. So they both had the same problems in America at the time. Okada and Omega.
Mm-hmm.
But this rivalry, back to this point, this match defines everything you are looking for in a match, storyline, just everything about it. Like, everybody who was involved in this was perfect. The storyline was perfect. Ibushi was there. He had his troubles with the Young Bucks at the time. Like, everything about this was just written perfect. The only bad part I take out of this was that it wasn't at Wrestle Kingdom. They gave Okada that much respect. They said, we'll let the foreigner win the title, but we ain't gonna let him win it at no damn Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Fair enough, which is cool with me because Kenny then went and main evented Wrestle Kingdom
as champion.
Which is cool enough. Like, all right, you losing to their legend, you losing to their Cena, which is not like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Because at that time, that's when people realized, like, yeah, Kenny ain't coming back to New Japan. This is it. Everyone knew.
Well, no, he was supposed to. He technically, all right. So the whole thing with Tanahashi and Omega was that Kenny was supposed to win the match against Tanahashi. He was then supposed to go into
the Garden
to lose to Okada for the belt.
To run the 5th match.
To run the 5th and final match. But at the Garden, so now it's on American soil. So, that's so sick. That is such a sick
suplex. It's a band move in WWE.
Of course it is. There's a lot of band moves that they do in the WWE. You think he could do his Tiger suplex?
No.
In WWE, exactly. And that's like one of his patented moves that he likes to do in every match. So when Kenny was like, sure, I'll do all that, but I'm going to sign this contract with these guys, New Japan was like, oh, then never mind. Like, we're not going to extend your contract or nothing. We're going to take the belt off you now. So they changed it to Tanahashi. Then Tanahashi lost it to, I think, Jay White a month later.
Yes, he did.
They lost it to Jay White a month later, and then after that, in the Garden, Okada won the belt back from Jay White. That's the only time they play hot potato with a belt is when they need that transitional heel for the belt. That's what heels are for, technically, for the belt. They're transition champions, so they usually don't hold the belt for long.
I like him. He's an up and coming.
Who, Jay White?
Yeah.
I've been speaking about Jay White for years now. I've done talked about that man. He showed. I've talked about him. He showed what I've been talking about, and I no longer have to talk about him anymore.
Yeah, he's
I remember telling you, you're like, yo, who's this Jay White guy? I was like, watch him. He's going to be amazing.
Yeah, he definitely is.
I was like, watch him. I was like, Switchblade, he's good. I was like, he's really good.
And I like how Kenny helped out to make him the star when he took the U.S. title from him.
Yeah.
That worked out good. But I mean, my only problem with this, I mean, the match, I have no problem with the match. I will never have a problem with this match. I have no problem watching it from its entirety. I think my only problem with Okada is just going to be if he ever goes.
Okada's never going to go.
I would love, you know what? I would love him to go to AEW just so they could have one more match. If, like a special attraction, have Tony pay for the one night. Like, bring him in, tell Kenny you got a surprise opponent.
Not even Kenny knows who it is?
Not Kenny knows who it is, and that's it. Him and the crowd can both have the same reaction when they hear that coin drop. Bow! And the crowd will go, there's your stadium, Tony. You've always dying about the stadium. That's what you put the stadium with. Those two.
We could.
You attract a lot of people to come to Jacksonville because you know you don't hear that many people say that.
Mm-hmm.
Bring them all out there, Kenny and Okada in America.
I know you'd have to promote that. You'd have to promote that. You can't just.
Oh no,
drop
for the
that.
stadium, yeah. But if you're gonna just do it for like a teaser real quick, oh absolutely, you don't have to tell nobody. Look at the table difference between theirs and WWE.
Yeah, the tables are real. Those tables are made out of oak.
Now I see why they barely have DQ match, no DQ match.
That's how thick that table is too. It's like
he wants to.
That's like almost an inch of. No, it's like almost like 2 inches of wood right there. These tables are made out of paper mache.
Mm-hmm.
You blow on it, it breaks.
This is how sick they were.
Yo, Kenny is insane. This match is just one of a kind. One of a kind.
Red Shoes is like, don't you dare do this tiger suplex on that table.
Yeah. Oh my god. He powerbombed him. You think they'll let him do? Oh, they do that in WWE now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I peeped that, but that was amazing, Cal.
Yeah, that was. All right, I think that's everything we have to say. Kenny and Okada, 2 out of 3 falls at Dominion 2018 is definitely the greatest wrestling match I have ever watched.
The greatest Backlash, the greatest. This is it.
Yeah.
This is it. I love Edge and Orton, but this is it.
This is definitely going to be the greatest. Any last words?
We got SmackDown again tomorrow at 8.
Well, thank you. Thank you guys for listening and tuning in. If you like what you heard, just give us a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Turn on your notification bells. Also, if you guys have any questions or comments, good, bad, negative, doesn't matter. Even if you guys want to correct us, still doesn't matter. We're Brooklyn boys. We got tough skin.
So the SmackDown.
Thank you guys for your support and everything. And always remember, it's never a bad thing for a roll-up in wrestling.